this week we're going to talk about rules and regulations on Scout It Out.
Hello there.
We're back.
We're back. We start out every single episode in a minute. I've been away for 8. We're back.
Yeah, that's true. We're back. We're back.
Are you not fucking gone anyway?
You didn't go anywhere. You didn't do anything. You just went to work all week and then chilled.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if any other people listening have ever even attempted to make a podcast, but the hardest part is the intro by a long way. Once you get into the rhythm of it, you sound, but the intro is just so fucking cringy. You're just like, hello, welcome to Scout It Out. My name is David. You just sound like an idiot.
It's all right. You just were playing that mad music at the start where it just goes off on one.
Music, mate. It's all free. I've seen it used on adverts as well. So there's some bigger businesses who use the same fucking app that I use because they rob that music because it's just free.
Yeah, we're not a business though.
No, we're not. We're just two mongs who talk about football on a Friday.
Very true.
And this week we're going to talk about rules and regulations.
Yes.
I'll go first. I know you've got very specific ones, and you listed them the other day. I know we've got our list because I wanted to do it properly. But I'll go first before anything. Wigan's reporter Paul Kendrick posted saying that they've brought in a new rule that now home teams in the EFL can play in their away kit at home. I didn't even know it was a rule that they couldn't do that, but apparently now they can play in their away kit. For people who are colourblind, like me, you cannot fucking see fuck all if teams are playing in certain kits, so they can play in their away kits and not kit clash anymore, which is a fucking brilliant rule.
Yeah, I think it makes it. Do you know what does me head in about this? Is say like United played Chelsea, for example. Why does the away team have to play in an away kit?
No, that is that.
That just don't make sense. It's like United playing Chelsea. Chelsea in a bright fucking yellow fluorescent kit. That's not Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? I completely agree with the principle of if you got to, I don't know, say Wigan play West Brom, that'd be a bit of a kit clash, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that I completely understand. If a way, that makes perfect sense. But it's the home for me. Like if your kit doesn't clash with the home team's kit, play in your home kit.
Yeah, you know what it is for me. It's for teams. It's teams who don't have any care in the world for their away fans. Lucky for me, Wigan are pretty good for it. They always have a blue and white and a hint of green home kit on. Not they've got rid of the green recently, but blue and white home kit, and then they'll have like a ridiculous colour away kit. But some teams will have like a home top that's green and then an away kit that's red, and I just think like they're too similar to be like a home and away. For me, they should be complete opposites to home and away kit. So like none of that happened. In an ideal world, every team would have a white home kit and a black away kit. That'd be perfect, but sadly they don't. But yeah, I remember last season we played Plymouth. We was Plymouth away, and we played in our red kit, and they were at home in their green kit. And honestly, I was just watching it like this is just two groups of men in the same kit kicking a ball around. Like it's so fucking hard to watch. Because they're two of my main colours and what fucked my eyes up. And I just look here like, I'm so lucky that nobody plays in a purple kit. If people played in a purple kit, I'd be fucked. I'd be literally just staring at the TV like, what's going on?
The Oxford play in purple.
Yeah. Well, see, I've always thought that kit was blue. That was the first time I thought that was a blue kit. I thought as well, I was thinking the other day when I was thinking, like, just whilst we're having a random conversation between ourselves, I think that this podcast we should just follow the Oxford. I'll just keep doing updates on the Oxford and who scored and whatever. Because fuck it, it's only us lot who listen to this anyway.
Yeah, I mean you could do, but
I think we should. Like people would understand anyway. Like if obviously, I reckon we probably get a good few people who don't have a clue who the Oxford are, but it's our local pub team who Jonesy plays for now and again. What's in a blue mood?
Now and again, I've played all the games recently.
Only because all the players been in.
Explains why they're losing all the time, I guess. But it's been yeah. Well, this season I played the most games I've played for the club this season. It had a record high finish. So,
and he scored. Scored a world hit from left back.
From left back, I play right wing.
Right wing, left back. I don't know, mate. It's hard to follow. It's hard to keep up. I thought you were left-footed left back. In my last time I saw you play.
No, I started there, but the team was so solid in that position, and I think like obviously when your positions are solid, you have to try and compete for the other places. And I don't know why.
Anybody
It's
else
funny
got left,
that,
and yeah.
that game that I scored was actually when I said to Che that I think I was saying prior to that I didn't want to play defence anymore. I wanted to play in the wings, and it was that game when I actually scored. So introduction of madness. But yeah, no, it was good. It was really good. Yeah, really enjoyed that day.
You should do that. We'll just keep updating people, and they'll just like listen and be like, "The fuck are the Oxford?" Any random new listener, like, who are they fucking be on about it?
Like,
the Oxford
like, nobody fucking cares.
Yeah. The Oxford have smashed their thingies 4-0. Saying like, "What, Oxford United?" Like, no.
Yeah, well, that they can be forgiven for doing that. To be honest, 100%. No, but it's good. Honestly, in terms of I think one thing for me is that me personally, and I think I'm sure people that listen to this can relate to this, is that when I get home, I just get into that cabin fever kind of thing where I don't go out, I don't make efforts and stuff like that. So having that structure of training on Wednesday, having that game on a Sunday morning, whether it's home or away, it doesn't matter. Is good for me. It gives me that structure that I crave, but also I have to turn up and do well, and it stops me thinking about like I'm not saying like an alcoholic when I say drinking all the time, but it stops me thinking about I'll just get smashed again. It gives me.
Well, I'd say that's like a typical thing that though. I think for men in general, like if you want to see your mates, it's like, let's go for a pint. If I went to see any of you, I'd be like, let's go for a pint. I wouldn't even think of doing anything else. Yeah. So I think like it is good to do something.
You can be forgiven for doing it as well. I think a lot of us have fallen into that trap kind of thing, but I think definitely in our mates groups definitely happened, done it, and but it's not, it's just finding the alternatives, what you enjoy together, or if you've got your other friends groups and stuff like that, doing it with them as well, so it's it's not the end of the world.
Like prime example, I'm going to do the Ale Trail again. I've talked about doing the Ale Trail twice now, and both times 2 different groups of mates going to do the Ale Trail again tomorrow, so that sums it up. I think I'm going to come training though. I think after I've lost a little bit of weight, because I gained fucking 11 pounds in America, I need to shed a little bit of that, and then I need to start coming to it. I think.
I tell you what, there's I think it was quite a like a football celebrity thing, and I can't remember I've seen it. So if somebody can correct me, that'd be great. But I remember seeing this group that gets people into the fitness and tries to turn their lives around from like alcoholism. And the name of it strikes me so much because it's that what you just said then is like that mental block to me, and it's called Start Monday. So it's like every time I think about it, I always think every day like you start today. Do you know, like when you wake up, you start fresh again today. So your mindset refreshes, and sometimes you come up good, sometimes you fail, sometimes your mind kind of takes over from other things that have happened recently. Things in work, losing someone, different things like that. But the comment really was it's start again. When it's like start today, today's the day, start again today, and I quite like that. And I think I remember one of the hardest points for me was after my knee surgeries was trying to get the confidence to do anything like this again, because it was such a difficult time, and being told that I shouldn't be playing football and stuff was hard, but I didn't want to lose it as well. So I've kind of only recently decided to go back to it and really give it a go in the last couple of years. But my knee surgery was 10 years ago, so so it
could have made it pro. Could have been playing for United for these gammy knees.
No, I'm not one of them dickheads, believe me. No, I was never going to make it big time. But like, it's just one of them. Like you just need to get past that mindset and just focus on that, try your best. And
I won't be coming anytime. Is it started again on it? I think.
Yeah,
I've seen a few.
But that's the beauty of it, mate. It's like nobody's there's lads there that are really fit. Some of them are not fit at all. They do 5 minutes and they're out. And that's the beauty of it. They're all at different levels. And I don't care where that person's at, as long as they're trying to progress themselves and do better for themselves. Not for everyone else, but for themselves. That's good. That's what you should be going there for. Do you know what I mean? You should be you should be trying to better yourself or trying to push yourself. Kind of run that extra 100 meters. Have I got it in me to do?
I can answer that for you right now. For me, on my side of that, I'll answer that question right now, and it's no. No, I cannot run that extra 100.
You say it isn't now, but then if you turned up to 2 training sessions, could you do it after that potentially? I'm not saying it'd be 2. It might be longer than 2. It doesn't matter as long as you're trying to beat your own expectations. Then that's fine. And that's why I think people get conflicted in the fact that I don't play football. I'm not an athletic type and stuff like that. That don't fucking matter. Just go in there and try to prove it to yourself that you can do certain things. That's what matters. So I don't. I don't do that. The drill that we did on Wednesday, I just wanted to have a bit of fun with the drill, so I set up just like balling, passing, shooting drills, and it was fun and we enjoyed it. But it's like that's what I mean. It's just about making people happy, giving them confidence in themselves to do things, I think it'll, as long as you're, trying to be, what did you do last week? Okay, what are you going to do? What are you going to try and improve on this week? What did you, say if you played in a match on a Sunday or a Saturday, it's like, all right, I did really shit with my positioning last week. Right then, so work on that then, work on improving on that. So for me, it doesn't matter what people would think about you in terms of turning up if you're absolutely shite or absolutely terrific. It just matters about what are you going to, what are your expectations? What do you want from it? How are you going to go about achieving it? And just fucking talk to people, man. Like, honestly, just talk to people. Like, one of the lads that was on Wednesday was talking to me about, how much they're enjoying it and stuff. Bearing in mind they don't play in the team, but they talked about how much they enjoy coming and stuff like that. And that's the best part for me. It's the fact that people want to come and and I don't get why you wouldn't. I really don't. Sure you want to bet yourself.
But that's the thing. If I'd be fully coming just to train as well. Actually, it's pretty funny because I would never be able to play because you play every Sunday, don't you? So I work every Sunday, so there's no chance I'd be able to play.
But that it is what you don't even have to. I think there's people that turn up to training that haven't played a game for us ever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They generally is, and they just enjoy the. They just enjoy that part of it, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I might come do a bit of the training, then I might just start scouting you all.
I tell you what, if you sound like you want to do it, and then you have him withdrawal, and your mindset, you stepping yourself back. I would just say, just turn up and just do it. And do you know what, mate? The best part is it's only an hour as well. So like, you can sit out any time. You can get involved at any time. That's how it goes. Do you know what I mean? It's just you set your own pace and do it that way, and don't no one can tell you no different, and nobody would tell you no different anyway. So that's
where is that now? Oxford Park, Ashton-under-Lyne. For anybody interested, Josie, you've sold it. You've sold the club admirably. I think you can have you might have a load of random strangers turning up now, a load of lads from like Africa turning up. I've heard your podcast.
It's fucking fine by me, mate. Get involved. More than merrier. Get about 600. Imagine that having 600 heads at training.
Yeah, right. If you think there's 600 people listening to this, then you're living in a dream world.
Well, you didn't hear the word imagine, did you?
Oh, right, yeah, true, very true.
The point
but we were
600 people on the pitch. I just went, right, you've all got to start from one side of the pitch and you've got to head it onto each other. We've all got to accumulate to the other side of the pitch. So
it's a not bad tactic. It might work. We're going to talk about rules and regulations before we get sidetracked. We do it all the time, though. Don't let me just do this all the time. We start on something and it's like just fucking go. Well, rules and regulations. And you had a list, I remember you showing it me the other day. So if you want to go through the list and then we'll go through them.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to start tame. So first one that's been mentioned recently is the concussion substitution.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think obviously it's a good one. That makes sense because obviously, it won't even be concussion though. I think going forward, I think it'll be more and more like stuff with these collapses. We had Charlie White and blah blah on the pitch, and you never know, and it's not worth the risk. So for me, I think that is a good rule, really good rule, because managers will probably leave someone on if they took a smack to the head because it'll be a man down. But if you think, all right, we can take him off to make sure he's all right, then yeah, that is definitely a good one they've brought in. So that definitely gets.
To be honest,
say if we rank them out of 5, I'd say that one that gets a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's 5 for me. In fact, if anything, if anybody rated it low, I'd wonder why. Sure, you'd want the well-being of that individual to be all right. Unless you're some sick bastard. Like, why would anybody want anybody to be concussed and just think, oh well, fuck him, yeah,
Just leave him on the pitch.
Yeah.
That being said, though, you got to think the generations above us, though, like our parents and blah blah. It would have been like, oh, stop being soft. Do you know what I mean? That's exactly what they would have got. It would have been stop being soft, stay on the pitch, die.
Okay, go back to the comment you just made. The generation above us, these guys are all stood outside Buckingham Palace applauding Prince Andrew. Pedo. So I've got no sympathy for that shit.
See, I told you love talking about Prince Andrew.
Yeah, I'm doing it because you do it all the time.
Strangely enough, though, I think that Prince Andrew would be against the rule because he loves all his victims being concussed a little bit. So he hangs around the concussion wards of like the under 15s.
Oh, Jesus, that's unfortunate. Under 15s, Jesus, that's stretching it a bit, isn't it?
Well, under 12s probably. I don't know.
That's
they're all nonsense.
Concerned.
Man.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 being must, 0 being absolutely not. But it just I don't get why they've not done it already. Like, what? How hard can a process be to implement a rule? Because it can't. They brought goal line technology, and that was like, oh yeah, this is being introduced. Ta-da, there we go. That was the start of the season.
I'd say it must be a lot easier to do it for the Premier League than the EFL. The EFL, you've got to go to a meeting of 72 clubs and say, this is what we're going to do. Do you approve? And then whatever. I think it's like a majority vote. Like Premier League,
don't you think it should be named and shamed?
Yeah, big time. Example, absolutely.
Not that this would happen, but let's say, you went and voted on concussion substitution, and then what happens? Sunderland say, no, we're not doing it. You're just like, what?
You know what? It'd be so funny to look at that, though. It'd be Burnley, Stoke. Like, no. It was so would be. If these two clubs would definitely be like, nope, fuck that, carry on, it'd be Burnley and Stoke. They'd be the first two to be like, against it. Like, no fucking chance.
I can imagine.
But they should be.
I can imagine Is Chris Wilder still at Middlesbrough?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'd be definitely against it as well.
Probably Middlesbrough mix as well, yeah. Proper Brexit football. Right. No, not happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a solid one for me, so that's fine. So we'll move on. Just bear with me a sec. Cutting edge technology, back to front phone. Right, so the next one is 5 substitutions.
Yeah, this is getting implemented next year, isn't it? So,
yeah,
I'm a no on this one. I don't know why I said no. We're supposed to be rating them. I'd say about a 2, maybe a 3. I just think that it's a rule that's like, like the saying of like, if something's not broke, don't fix it. This is just to lick Pep Guardiola and Klopp and that kind of manager's ball sack and be like, oh, we'll do what you want. Like, it's just like, because they cry about it, everyone else has to change. And I know for a fact, like I said about the voting, this would have been so corrupt. Honestly, there'd been so many dirty little dealings going on. I cannot for the life of me wonder why someone like a small club with a small squad like a Palace or Burnley last season or a club like that would think, oh yeah, we'll do this. will give an advantage to the teams above us. So if they all had to vote on it, they must have been getting little fucking side dealings at the meeting, being like, "Oh, I'll give you 300 grand if you say vote yes to this." You know what I mean? It's so snidey.
Let me ask you in a different way then, and I'll phrase it like this: let's say you're in a playoff semi-final. We're going to a playoff semi-final in the Championship. They've played Stoke typically. They've had 2 injuries in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you still agree with that mindset that you should only have 3 subs?
Well, this is what I do. My player gets injured, he hurts his leg. I run on and I smack him in the head and say he's concussed now. So he's going to have to be a concussion substitution.
What the fuck? Actually, what the fuck? Right, so you run on, you deck him again. He's more injured than he was before.
He's concussed. It's a concussion, I swear. I get what you mean, and I think that's just part and parcel. I think that's just football, though. That's just kind of football. Like, you expect that, and I think that should be just fair and 3 subs for everyone. And there's no real advantage. It's just something that people have done for years. That I don't even know when 3 subs started. That's just been something that's been done for as long as I can remember. 3 subs, and I think 5 subs. That's just tailoring to the top clubs. That's tailoring to, and this is going from me, you Wigan fan, and we've got a big squad compared to some other clubs. We have got a big squad, but I just think teams with small squads, especially in the Premier League, look at Leeds last season. A few injuries, and they were just falling apart. Like, they just had to, like, Joe Gellard, 18, 19, holding the club together. It's just madness. Like,
so here's my proposal on this, because I get where you're coming from, and I think you'll probably agree with me on this. So, at the moment, you get 3 substitutions, and you can make each and every one whenever you want. You can do 3 in 1, 2 then 1, or just 1 at each time. Typical Mourinho football: 1, 1, 1, and then yeah. So my proposal would be you can have 5 substitutions, but you can only have a maximum of 2 substitution breaks. Therefore, you can either bring all 5 of your subs on, or do 4 subs and then 1. Or 3 and then 2, 2 and then 3. But if you use 2 sub breaks and you've not brought all your subs on, it's tough shit. Because
I do agree.
You're still getting the free flow of the football game, so it's still free flowing, and you're not affecting it. So therefore, you're not taking the piss and doing 1 sub 5 times.
I agree to some extent, and I get that. For me, that's a better way of doing it. And if I was going down the line and then say, like, I'd give higher than a 2, then fair enough. But for me, my thoughts are, right, your Leeds next season, it's 0-0 with City going into the 60th minute. They've started with Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Sterling, and they've got that Alvarez up front, and they've put, like, whoever on the wing, Mahrez on the wing, and then about the 65th minute, still 0-0. He goes, right, boom, 5 subs: De Bruyne, Haaland, Foden. You know what I mean? It's just, you would get out of hand. Imagine just seeing them 5 lining up on the side. Like, for fuck's sake! Like, I just think it gives that extra advantage to bigger clubs. Like, to smaller clubs, they're going to struggle a bit more because they've not got that depth. The main two I could probably think who definitely benefit. City is the biggest. For me, City in terms of depth. And then I'd say probably Chelsea as well. They've got quite a good depth and can change a lot of their squad in one big goal like that. I mean, I know from what we've seen in the past, sometimes too many subs is a bad mistake to make. But I think when it comes to real top quality players, City being able to bring on 5 world-class players or like top-class players in one go, just to be like, there you go, let's change the game. It could just completely change everything. I'd love to see it just stay at 3.
So here's an alter proposal. So your big issue with this is about the quality of players that certain bigger clubs have.
Yeah, and just the squad depth in general, really, because it's just unfair. Because if I know we haven't got them in front of us, say we had the squads and we had Liverpool, we had Leeds versus City, and you look at the benches and go, right, you both got 5 subs. Leeds can bring on these 5, you can bring on these 5. Like, Cities could make a massive difference. Like 3 subs, granted, yeah, you couldn't say the same for that. It makes an extra difference, but that extra 2 players, if they play like that, is just like, it's like a real game changer. Then you could change your full front line.
So what if you were to do 5 subs, 3 of which are as normal, and 2 of which, so you can do your 5 subs, 3 normal, and then two of which had to be homegrown players.
That right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that'd
Because
be that's much more better.
Not only are you dealing with that quality aspect, younger players will also get more game time.
Yeah. No, that would be all the suggestions. Yeah, that would be the one actually, because it makes sense because they wouldn't be able to bring on them game changers. They'd be able. Well, they still would be, but not 5 of them. And then they'd have to, like you said, give game time to the kids and stuff like that.
Do you know what baffled me about that? You'd still have a lot of them clubs that wouldn't make the 5 subs. They'd do 3 because they didn't have any faith in them youth players. Bearing in mind, some of these clubs are 3-0 up. You know, I just don't get that.
No, I think you know what it is though.
That much that you're going to concede 3 goals.
I think it's the pressure. A lot of Wigan fans bring this up about Liam all the time and say like he never makes subs, but it's like imagine being in that kind of pressure. You're going for the promotion, blah blah blah. You this is literally your job, and you could make a sub and the team that falls apart and you concede 3 quick fire goals. Like it's a lot of pressure. So I think a lot of them just think, no, I want 100% know that I've got this in the bank. And like you said, 3-0 up. Like it's still, if you're on that mindset of look how much I'm getting paid and blah blah, all this pressure, you still might be a bit like, oh fuck it, keep them all on, make sure the game's full time, like 90th minute before you bring on a youngster. But some managers seem pretty gun ho with that though. Like I brought him up a few times because obviously he's played for Wigan, but Gellard and I think is it Greenwood and Leeds do quite well with that. They always just throw the kids on. It seems like last season they were pretty good for that.
Yeah, you'd have to look at Jesse Marsh for that thing. I'll tell you who's good for that. Louis van Gaal at United. I always remember him bringing on the likes of Paddy McNair, Donald Love, players that are in the Championship now. But
lower than that. I think Donald Love. I don't know where he's gone. He played for us for a little bit, Donald Love, and then he just seemed to fade away into the darkness.
Well, Cameron Jackson was another one. I know he was at Oldham last time, so I think he's at Burton now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but,
he did. Yeah, he came back actually. Yeah, he did all right. Yeah, Burton.
Yeah, but so it just I'm not saying they're going to be world class, but if they're never going to get the game time, you're never going to know.
Yeah. Well, what would you give it then? What would you? We didn't do what you'd give it.
Oh, rating wise. I'm middle ground. I'm going to say. Oh God, I'm going to say 3 because typically with all football leagues, I think if they do it, they never implement it properly. So I'm going to give it 3 on its potential, but the way it'll be implemented will be a fat 0.
Yeah, well, I just thought, even though I'm moaning, I'm saying about the top clubs, I've just thought of another scenario. I'll use City and Leeds again. Leeds go 1-0 up in the 60th minute. City have already made a few subs. Leeds go 5 defenders on the pitch. They just go, boop, there you go. 10 men behind the ball, all 5. Could imagine, maybe not Leeds, because Leeds like to attack anyway, but say, there's no real filthy team now. My go-to is going to be Burnley, but they went down, but I can't really think of a team down there who'll be just scrapping it out. Bournemouth are like a fancy little team. Fulham are as well. Who came up as well? Forest, Forest, they've got aren't they? Forest, they'd be that kind of team. 5 subs, all 5 are defenders, 10 men behind the ball, 1-0 up.
That's the options you get with the tactics available. Every team has these options available. So
but what I'm saying is you can't quite do that with 3. With 5, I think you can do that with 5. That's a big number. That can take your team from just a balanced side to a fully you can go from attacking to ultra defensive in a moment there. Because you will have to make some subs through fitness, but then the rest of them you could just go, fuck it, I'll just bring on 3 defenders and then 2 to replace my tired players. I don't know. Like I said at the start of it, it's not broke. Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. They've all got the same choices, so you can't really say that, one team's got that, because they've all got the same. And it's up to them how they bring them through. For me, the 5 subs offers the opportunity to bring more youth players on, So for me, it's an absolute yes. Like I'm 100%. But knowing the Premier League and knowing how, how things are implemented, like VAR, for example, I know they change all the rules all the time. It just won't get implemented properly at all.
Yeah. Right, well, here's the next one. Here's the next one, VAR.
Cutting edge technology. You're going to love this one. The goalkeeper's offside trap. Meaning when the goalkeeper's further up the pitch than the striker, even though there's a defender on the goal line, the striker's offside. Right, I'm going to kick this off right now. Big fat fucking 0. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's shit. Absolutely crap. Honestly, I couldn't believe what I saw in the Champions League final with that. Absolutely shocking. Now, that's just picking a particular moment in time, and that's, you can't just get rid of a rule just because of one moment in a football game. But it's just pointless. Like, if especially the way keepers act now as fly goalies. If they're well out of the net, that's their own fault.
It's stupid. I have to agree. I too would give it a 0. Like, a keeper comes for a punch and he's miles out of his goal. They flick it on. The guy gets a tap in and he's offside. For me, that's just stupid. The keeper's fucked up massively there. Like, I've seen it implemented really well before. I saw a video. I think it might have been someone like Kepa for Chelsea, and he must have thought out that rule. He'd come out his goal, been swindled, but then instead of trying to track back, the guy was about to pass and he stepped up and caught the guy offside instead. Which obviously is brilliant, like, bit of play from him. He's used the rule well, but it's that kind of thing. He fucked up. He's made the mistake. The striker should be able to do whatever he wants. Like, it's for me, same with you. Stupid rule. Yeah. Get rid of it.
Straight out 0. Yeah, fuck that off immediately. Okay, that's pretty easy enough. On to the next one. Oh God.
Go on.
Here we go. Jesus. The 2 main events.
Right, go on.
Well, actually, one of them's a straightforward for me, so I'm going to do that one first. Goal line technology, absolutely perfect. Just gets rid of that whole faff. 5 out of 5. Perfect. Yeah. Instant result to the referee. Makes a decision. Yeah. No quibble from any of the players. Get straight on with it. Yeah. Good.
I'd say 5. 5. I'd say 5, and I would say it seems to work 100% of the time. But I remember the incident with, was it Sheffield United and Villa? Or it might have been just Villa, when the ball seemed to just be fully behind the net. It seemed fully in the goal. I don't know how, and it just seemed to miss. I don't know what happened with it. I think they did come out and apologise about it, but like, it ended up costing, I think it was Sheffield United. It cost a club a lot because it got relegated pretty much. Not directly. Well, kind of directly, because I think they stayed up by a point or something. But that's the one time where I feel like goal line technology seems to have failed, because it seemed to me like the ball was miles behind. I remember the keeper had the ball like literally behind the post, so it seemed like a weird one.
It'll bring me on to my next point, though, is now with VAR and things like that, sure, you'd have breakages in the pot to correct that now. You would.
Yeah.
You correct that in a heartbeat, so there wouldn't be that. And the only way that doesn't get corrected if the referee says, no, carry on, and makes the wrong decision. And therefore, it's not a technological problem, it's a refereeing problem. So that's that one. So we're both 5 out of 5 for that one.
Yeah, I think both, straight 5. I think I know what the last one is going to be now.
You do? Yeah, it's VAR.
It's... part of me wants to say a 0, but is that harsh on the technology? Because the technology probably is all right. It just seems I can't help but think it's rigged me. I just can't help but think, again, there's some kind of corruption. I've seen so many dodgy decisions go in favour of the top clubs. Like, you see, what was it? There was one recently where I thought, oh, well, that was it. You know what? The other night, England v Germany, Harry Kane was miles offside when they got the penalty. VAR shown the clip to the referee of the guy bringing Kane down, but Kane he's offside. It was just, I weren't saying that one as a corrupt one, but this is where I don't get. The VAR seems to do its job. They get the lines, they do this, they do that, and they show it, and then the ref goes over to the screen, looks at the screen, and goes, "Yeah, penalty." But it's like, well, he was offside though, so I don't get it. I say VAR, the technology, I'd give like a 4 out of 5 because I'd say they still mess the lines up sometimes. I personally, I think they do. Where they draw them from, but again, I think that's human error. That, but then I'd say the human interaction with VAR is -2. Some of the refs, honest to God, like they're fucking mongs. Like they see these lines, and then they see fouls, they see 2-footed tackles, and then like no yellow card, or they'll just see like a push and be like right straight red, and it's like what the fuck are you doing? Like the referees' interaction with VAR is abysmal at times.
Yeah, I'd have to. Again, it goes back to saying like, you know, how good's the technology? Yeah, it's probably a 5, but the way it's implemented is definitely a 1. Do you know?
It's
that implementation. I think referees. I get that things change quite frequently, and they've got a lot of different decisions to make, but surely it's time for like training and stuff to bring them up to scratch with it. You know,
they should be.
Stuff. You know, they're employed as referees as full time. It's not like they've got to go to a baker's and do a full time shift there as well as doing a refereeing job. Do you know what I mean?
It's
so it kind of gets to me that I do wonder if they're actually like the mindset is focused on their actual job because they get paid a fair bit for it as well. So
yeah,
I just wonder if the mindset's it, and also it depends on the referee as well. You've got to wonder who's actually because some of the referees are infamous, you know, at all levels. You know, sometimes you see a referee and think, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, there's one Wigan have. What is he called? There's one Wigan have, and we had him last season about 4 or 5 times, and he just seems to hate Wigan. There's some like he sends a player off every game. He gives the other team a pen like every time we have him. I can't remember his name, but it's just like EFL standard with refs is honestly abysmal. It's so bad. But the thing with the EFL, I can give them a bit of benefit of the doubt because they've not got VAR. I think it's worse in the Premier League because they've got VAR, and then they still make these outrageous decisions.
I don't, you know, if it takes a bit more time to make the right decision, then fucking do it. Some people, I think one thing where I find people a bit stupid is some of them will go like, oh, you know, it takes too much time, you know, but I just want the game to be free flowing. It is free flowing if the referee just lets the game flow when these decisions take a bit of time. That's not because you brought in technology. Again, it's that generation of just people think, oh, it's not how it used to be. Well, fucking hell, nothing is. So I don't get that. I just don't get that at all. Very odd. Very, very odd. I don't know. For me, VAR, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Implementation, 2 out of 5.
Yeah. It's probably about right, really. The technology seems good. It does seem like the technology is there, but the refs, they make a sham of it. Like, they just seem to really make a complete mess of like something that should be quite clear cut. But it goes for the same, because obviously if it was a computer making the lines...
It goes back to what you're saying. Do you think that's pressure? You know, like you were saying about subs with managers not making subs. Again, do you think the decisions are made because they're under pressure to make these decisions?
Oh, big time, yeah. If you've got a massive crowd just screaming like, oh, it should be a penalty, you've got to have it in your head, like... And I tell you, this is the big one for me, and this goes back to what I was saying about the corruption and stuff. I feel like you can just tell, like, you see it in the TV studio, the angles of some of the fouls, and then sometimes, if it's a big club and it's a decision against them, the angle will be always in their favour, but if it's for them, then it'll show the filthiest angle of a tackle. Like, I always feel like that always seems to be the case, because if you slow any tackle down, if someone slides in and you slow it right down, you could probably find a bookable offence in 99% of tackles. And then if you just have it at normal football speed, which I think this should be shown at first, it looks like just like nothing tackle, but all players roll around, so that goes in the red. And then they come into a screen where it's slowed down, and you got the fans going off, and then you see like a foot raised slightly, but it's nothing in it, and then he just sends him off, and it's like it's such a poor decision.
I tell you what baffles me about this. I'm not saying VAR is perfect, but I think it's better equipped to make better decisions across the board. With the amount of money that's in football now, sure you could implement that technology across all football league clubs.
Yeah, you'd think so. I think it got used in the playoff final, didn't it? I think, the playoff final and the semi-finals, I think. So maybe I think eventually it might come into the Championship. I don't know where I'd stand on that. Wigan, coincidentally, even though it was a one-off, we got stung with VAR 2 seasons back. We played Leicester in the FA Cup, and we scored early on, and it must have been a millimetre offside. And VAR, like in its infant days, like it was proper, like it was just waiting to get anything offside to say that the technology's working. Like it seems now that it's not as bad. They seem a bit more lenient towards the striker. But in their first thing, honestly, if you had a shadow offside, it seemed like you're offside. That's it, nothing. But I think if it was a computer as well, I don't know what kind of technology that'd be. But like doing the lines and stuff, it's a guy clicking and dragging the line and then saying yes, that's offside. If that was an automated computer that just goes zip, 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 and then just makes the lines itself, and then it just knows it, the same as goal line technology, it just knows it by doing the lines, and it has it instantly just pops up offside, onside. But it always seems to me because it's just a guy.
You're talking about that like it's new technology. How do you think football was commentated on radios back in the 1920s? They used to segregate the pitch into squares and tell you which square it was in. So, but that's not new. That's, all you have to do is set something up where they set up loads of mini squares on the pitch, and then you can tell, but that plays a further square than that one, so he's offside. I don't get what's hard about that. But do you know what makes me laugh about this? And I just find it so pissed. I thought we were pissed. Jesus Christ, no, we're not. VAR, they check that line. Have you seen where the camera's based when they check that line? It's on an angle completely different. So not on line facing towards it. They're on that mad angle, which doesn't tell anybody anything, really.
Yeah, it's a seriously flawed system. Like it shouldn't be, but it seems to be, and I just can't get my head around it sometimes. Something like I remember, like where was it again? There was another one recently. It might have been Champions League final or something. There was another one where it's Benzema, weren't it? Yeah, that's what you were talking about, weren't it? Yeah. Again, that seemed bizarre. I know you were talking about the rule with the goalkeeper and blah blah blah, but for me, the ref came over and looked at, is it Kanate literally just making a tackle, but an intentional tackle, wins the ball. The ball goes to Benzema, which he obviously Kanate didn't mean it to go to Benzema, but he meant to do what he did. And the ref goes over, and they all know the rules. They're supposed to know the rules, blah blah, and they still make that choice of no goal. And it's like, well, how do you come to that conclusion if you're a referee and they're the rules and it's black and white, or supposed to be black and white? And it's like, that shouldn't be like a grey area. Like you can't slide in and say didn't need to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a weird thing to be like. That is not a grey area, and I can't believe that they can have video footage and go back and look at it and think, like, say the famous Darren Bent goal against Liverpool where he hit a balloon and went in. If that had VAR, obviously that's black and white. You'd go back and be like, what happened there? Like, no, that is not a goal. Yeah. But not that kind of little thing where it's something like that. It should be just easily sorted out as it's a goal. I don't know. VAR, it makes me scratch my head. Every time there's a decision, it makes me scratch my head. Like,
and
I just think
that's why it needs improvement. There's no doubt about that. That's why it needs improvement.
Either improving or completely getting rid of. I don't know.
No,
obviously,
I'm for it. I'd say improve, definitely. I wouldn't negotiate on that. I'd say improve, definitely. Yeah.
Probably. I think.
I get you have teething problems, but this is a worldwide stage with shitloads of money. A teething problem shouldn't take a year to solve. It should take 2 minutes. Greed obviously manipulates it. So, no, it needs changing. I can't believe they've not had the conversation sooner, but there we go. Right, moving on. I know you want to quiz me, which I'm not looking forward to. Big fat zero.
Have you got this? Well, for anyone listening, we've come up with a new little, game that we're going to do at the end of every episode, just because why not? And it's the wiki game. I know many people do this kind of shit anyway. Like you stay up and you're just bored and you go on your phone and then you think of a random player and then you Google it and then you go on Wikipedia. Then you're like, who did he used to play for? And then you end up on a fucking 2-hour crawl through Wikipedia going like, oh, and you click on a team and you see who their players are, and you just go on and on. I've done it countless times. So this is going to be the wiki game.
So
what we're going to play.
Seeing as I'm doing it, I want obviously the club and the year or years that they played for that club. If we're doing it,
no, that's not the game.
Oh.
I tell you, this is what I'll do. Yeah, I'll do it to you, and then you can do it to me.
Okay.
You name, right? We'll say you name the players' clubs.
Yeah.
And then for some of the, if it's a bigger club, you say how many times he played for that club. Some of the smaller ones, I don't think it'd matter, right? And then you have to guess who that player is. So going through their career, and then you have to guess. And then if you need, I'd say we get one clue each, and the clue would be if they've played for a national team, you say what national team they've played for. But you have to ask for a clue, which is kind of admitting defeat already.
Yeah.
So right. And obviously, like you said, start. I think maybe start the career and then like go through it. So if I went first, it's the player I've chosen, right? All right. Starts his career 1995, Hull City until 97. 97 to 2001, Wigan Athletic. 2001 to 2005, Manchester United. 2005 till 2007, West Ham United. 07-08 to Rangers. 08 to 09, Derby. And then he goes on a bit of a mad one. He goes to OBK, I think in Denmark. He goes to Odense. He goes to OFI Crete. And then in 2012, he goes to Olympiacos. 2014, he goes to Notts County for 77 games. Then in 2016 to 2019, he finished his career
I know it.
in Linfield.
John Stead.
No, he's not John Stead.
Oh.
All right, okay, I'll do it. I won't do it again fully, but Hull 46 games, Wigan 138 games, Manchester United 49 games, West Ham 31 games. They're the biggest clubs he's played for. Obviously, Wigan, massive club.
Is that United between 01 and 05? And signed from Wigan. I mean, the first bit, once you said that at first, I was just thinking straight away Antonio Valencia, and then you said West Ham. Fuck.
Well, the thing with Valencia as well, only 49 games for United.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he didn't play a lot, did he? Shit.
No, Valencia played more. That's what I meant. Valencia played a lot more than 49, surely.
No, that's what I'm saying. This lad's not.
Oh, right, yeah, he's not played much for United. Played a lot for Wigan. And he went to West Ham. The very last club he played for, this is a good clue. Before, if you want a clue, I'll give it you, but this is a good one. His last club he played for was Linfield.
Oh, Jesus. Right, so he's Northern Irish then, isn't he?
Yeah, there you go.
Why am I not getting this? Is it Liam Miller?
Liam Miller? Yeah. No, that's quite good. It's not a bad guess because I think he played for Derby and Rangers. I don't remember him ever playing for Wigan though.
I can't. Fuck.
Oh no, he's Celtic, wasn't it, Liam Miller? I think.
He's not. Why am I
You're
not
kicking
getting
yourself.
This? What the fuck is
right, do you want another? Because you Northern Ireland, do you want a clue? Do you want a biggest giveaway?
No.
Right, okay.
No, not yet. No, I've got more guesses to go. No, I'm fucked off now. I'm fucked off.
This is exactly why I wanted to play this game.
What is this fucking guy?
Right, Hull City, Wigan Athletic. Then he goes to Man United. Then he goes to West Ham. Then he goes to Rangers. And then he ends his
my God. Roy Carroll. It is, isn't
Wigan Athletic legend Roy Carroll, yeah.
I didn't even know he played for Wigan. How bad's that?
Yeah, he got him from us, in the early 2000s. Played 138 times for us. In the lower divisions, how do you call it? Yeah, I didn't know. This is the thing. I really didn't know. You know, the thing was when we was talking about in the group before, Carl was going on about journeymen, and I just thought Roy Carroll probably went from us to Derby, and then fucked off to Linfield to see out his days. I never knew that he went to Notts County for 77 games. After Olympiacos, he signed from Olympiacos to Notts County.
That's insane, that, isn't it? Imagine Notts County's representatives being in the same room as Olympiacos, and probably they're both wondering who the fuck each other are. Like, nobody knows who each other is. But yeah, no, that was a good one. I've not prepped one, so I'll let you give me another because I've not prepped any. Obviously,
just go on Wikipedia and go on Wikipedia. Think of a player without telling me, because that's what I'll have to do now. You might as well go on Wikipedia, think of a random player, click on him, and just tell me his clubs, because that's what I'd have to do now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Give me a minute then.
It's all right. I'll just talk to yourself.
Well, this is. I don't. I can't. This is well on the spot, so I'm just going. Oh God, I don't actually know.
You don't have to be. It's more of an example this week, but next week we know what the game is. Then.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Remember not to say his name.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, go on.
Right. So starts at. God, this is really weird because the microphone's at the back of the phone, and I'm trying to look at the front at the same time. Right.
Right, go on.
There we go. So he starts his. Did he start there? Did he start? He must
Wikipedia's never wrong.
He must have done right. So year 2000 to 03, he's at Coventry. 72 games, 14 goals.
Right. So
then
striker.
A weird turn. Goes to Perugia in Italy.
What?
03-05.
Right,
He then gets loaned back to Blackburn Rovers, 04-05. He then ends up at Charlton Athletic, 05-06. His most predominant spells, this could be one of them, Wolves. He spends 2 years at Wolves, 06-08. He then goes on loan to... In fact, I'm not even going to include... He went to Stoke for 4 games, apparently. His most dominant club, which you'll know the next two... These are the standout ones. 2008 to 2011, he plays 116 games and scores 41 goals for Cardiff City. He then, in 2011, signs for Queen's Park Rangers. That's the next one.
Yeah.
After that, he goes on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. In 2014, is the turn. He goes to Wangfong United.
Langfong United.
Muang, Muang, Wangfong United.
Cardiff. I'm just thinking of Cardiff now.
He then just I need to finish this. It gets better. 2015 to 2016, signs for a club called Jubilo Iwata.
What in the fuck is he up to? What is this guy doing?
He only retired last season. And get this club he played for at last. He played 107 games for and scored 35. Finished his career at Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo.
What's on earth? Wolves.
But I'll tell you now, his most prolific spells. I think his most prolific spell. For me, I remember him playing in a Cardiff shirt and a Queen's Park Rangers shirt, definitely.
Cardiff, Queen's Park Rangers. Cardiff, Queen's Park Rangers and Wolves.
Yeah, they're but QPR, not so much. He only played 25 games for them, so he only played there once.
Wolves and Cardiff. They're the two that are sticking in my head now. Wolves and Cardiff.
So, what clue do you want?
I'll go for nationality. What's his nationality?
Are you ready for this? For this? English.
Oh, fuck's sake. That's not helping the slightest bit. Everybody's English.
Narrows it down, no end.
It does a bit.
I'll give you another one. Ask me another one.
No, it's fine. Right. Just give me the main ones. Go like the peak of his career was, where was he before Cardiff?
Well, his start of his career was Coventry back in the early noughties.
Yeah.
Played 70-odd games for them. I didn't even know he did, to be fair, looking at this. I've just found it.
2000.
And then 2006 to 2008, he's played 55 games for Wolves.
55 games for Wolves. You know what it is? I'm trying to think, and it's like, I know it must be a striker because he scored 40-odd goals in 100-odd games for Cardiff. That's a striker's return.
Who were Wolves sponsored by in that year? Was it like Doritos or something? I always remember.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's the exact kind of kit I'm thinking about. And I'm trying to think of a player who would have gone from Wolves to Cardiff.
It wasn't Wolves like that fluorescent. It was like an old school gold. The kit he wore.
I'm struggling. He's English as well. Wolves and Cardiff and QPR as well. That's a weird one. Coventry. Fucking hell, is that? Coventry, Wolves, Cardiff. But you know what's doing me head in? Is that little prolific spell at Cardiff? I'm like, what do you mean? Was it like fucking... Oh, no, I don't forget.
So I only picked this player because it was the first one that came to mind, and I'm sorry I didn't mean it to be that much of a
this is a tough one.
Okay, let me rephrase it then. You think of famous English players abroad. Now, some players get well documented, others not so much. If you can think of a player that fell off the wagon a bit and actually ended up doing all right towards the end of his career at some budget clubs abroad, who would you think of?
Doing all right at the end of his career.
Yeah, very late stages, late 30s.
Started doing well abroad.
Yeah, towards the end of his career. Okay, let me. Right.
I need another clue. I need. You know what would be a good clue? I need is. I was going to say is. Trying to think. His position. Yeah, position. He's definitely a striker. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
this is stumped me to. I thought I'd be good at this. Stumped me to a T.
I'll go one better. He's 6'3".
That's not helping though. I don't know why.
You're not going to be thinking of Robert Earnshaw then,
right? Yeah. Well, no. Cross that off when you said he was English. I'd cross that off. But 6'3". It's the doing well at Cardiff because he didn't seem to score anywhere else apart from his last club. So why did he have a really good spell at Cardiff? And I'm not very well versed on Cardiff players. I might have to give you the win here. I might have to give you the 1-0. I'll go with Ebanks Blake as a guess. Can't think of any other Wolves players. No. Yeah, I'll take the L. Who was it?
Jay Bothroyd.
Oh, Jay Bothroyd. You know, as soon as you hear it,
I knew you'd know it. It just
man. Hey, this game's actually a lot harder than I thought. You know what I think it might be as well? When we played this on WhatsApp before, when you've got the list, when you've got the Wikipedia list in front of you, it's easier to go for them clubs. And it's like you can see it in your head. But when you're trying to think through them and go, Wolves, Cardiff, it is the Cardiff one that threw me. And I just couldn't think of any Cardiff strikers apart from, I was thinking of Robert Earnshaw, Craig Bellamy. Craig Bellamy was on my tip of my tongue because of, I'm sure he played for QPR as well. I definitely don't remember Jay Bothroyd playing for Wolves or QPR or Coventry, to be fair.
Coventry. I can just imagine Coventry in that really sky blue Subaru kit or something like that at the time.
Yeah. When you said Coventry, I was hoping you was going to go with James Maddison or James Wilson. I was like, yeah. I got him here. I just thought, I'm going to have him. So we'll notch that down. It's 1-0 to Jonesy. I have to take the L. I have to take the big L on my head for that this week. Well, it's been good.
Just to make you feel better, I'll let you give me one more.
All right, one more.
Yeah, I'll let you give me one
whips.
More. Just so I can look shit as well.
Just fix some random fucking
Fuck off.
Oh, you'll love this one.
Do it.
Right, okay, all right.
Yeah, go with
you might get this one. Right. He starts in 1986.
Oh, fuck off. No, right. No,
he had a long...
I was born in 92.
He's had... No, I'll put it this way. He's had a long career, plus, if I give you a few clues, you'll definitely get it eventually. Yeah, I think, to be fair, later in his career, you'll definitely get it. And I think if I give you the appearances, you'll 100% get it. Right, Glenhoven, right? Man City, then he goes Crewe for 150 games, Leicester for 170 games, Celtic for 214 games.
Notts Forest. He's City, Crew, Leicester.
Celtic. For the big part of his career is Celtic, then Forest, then Wickham. That's from 86 to 2008. And I think once you get them clubs, I think you start getting a big good clue there. If you want half a clue, he's just a filthy ball degenerate.
I'm thinking, what's that? Oh no, it was Wickham, wasn't it? Filthy ball degenerate. It's not Akin Fenway, is it?
No, no, listen to the clubs, man. He got a City, but I think that's throwing you off. He only played once for City. 147 times for Crew. Leicester, 170 times. Celtic, 214 times. And then Forest right at the end of his career for 18 games. Oh, and Wickham for 9 games at Wickham. So that's pretty much a write-off.
Right. When did he play for Leicester and Celtic?
His career, so 2000 until 2007 for Celtic, and then 98 to 2000 for Leicester. That can't be right. 96 till 2000 for Leicester, and then 2000 till 2007 for Celtic.
God. Yeah, John Hartson.
No, he's not John Hartson.
Is it not?
You're on the right lines, though.
Oh, fucking Christ. I hate this already. Filthy ball degenerate. Oh my God!
I'll tell you this: he's gone on to have a half successful manager career at one of his former clubs. Actually, very successful at the club, and then he's gone on to be pretty terrible at every other club.
God, he sounds shy.
He is shy.
He actually sounds.
Actually, I think he was a good player too.
What's his nationality?
Well, because I was on Roy Cowell, I just clicked on Northern Ireland.
Oh, so he's Northern Irish, right? Okay.
I like to be on this side of the fence, to be fair. It's shit when you're trying to guess.
Why does Brendan Rodgers keep coming to mind? I don't know why. He's not had a shite manager career. He's done all right for himself.
Probably because of Leicester and Celtic. Leicester and Celtic are a big part of this player's career.
And
if you think of a bald degenerate and Celtic...
John Hartson. That's the one that goes through my head.
He's not Northern Irish, though. John Hartson's Welsh. John Hartson's probably the Welshest guy I can remember.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah. What position does he play?
Midfielder, centre mid. I think little scrappy, horrible, looks like Scott Brown's dad.
Fucking hell! That is just. That is just. It's Scott Brown's dad.
Being on this side of the fence is so much more fun. When you've got the player in front of you, it's so fun. But when you're trying to guess, it's just like a nightmare. You just feel like an idiot because when I say this name, you're like, for fuck's sake, just the same as Jay Boothroyd.
He's played 147 games for Crew as well.
Yeah, I didn't really know that, to be honest. I definitely didn't know that he played one time for City. The biggest clue I could say is I go through his teams he's managed since, and that's a clue in itself. If I tell you who he's managed, then you'll definitely get it.
Go on.
Right, first club he managed is Celtic, then Bolton, then Hibs, then back to Celtic, and now he's at Ammonia. I didn't know he was at Ammonia right now.
Oh my God. Neil Lennon. Oh my God. Fuck off. You don't look like Scott Brown's dad. You look nothing alike. No one is fuck.
No, but I meant in terms of the way they play, I think. I don't know, something about him. I think it's because he was like the captain for Celtic when he was managing him. He just managed like his dad or something. Oh God. That game is fun, but it is fucking frustrating when you're on the other side of the fence. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a tricky one. I'm not going to lie. You did not make that. Yeah. Having said that, I don't think I did it for you either. So, fair point.
No. I think if we both have one lined up next time, I think it'd be better, definitely.
I do have another one lined up, to be fair.
All right, go on. Just a quick one, because we're doing this like an hour already.
Oh, yeah.
Or over our hour limit.
Okay. So, he starts his career in 1996 at Rennes. In 1999, He then plays for Inter Milan. Don't we? So the next two clubs is where he's made his most notable appearances.
Right, yeah.
So
I like
his
that.
next club is Manchester United, where he played there for 9 years and made 250 appearances.
Yeah.
He then
Massive
moved to
United
Arsenal, where he made...
United to Arsenal.
Really? He only played 26 games for Arsenal. That doesn't sound right. But I remember him being there. He then played for Werder Bremen, Portland Timbers, and Chennai in India.
Really? Chennai in India?
Yeah, but
so it's a big United player.
Yeah, he's played a lot of games for United. Yeah, 100%. And then he played a season at Arsenal as well, following it.
Arsenal. The one that sticks in my head straight away. I don't want to say it, but obviously he must be French because he started in Rennes. So that's in my head he's French. The one that's threw me off the big curveball is Inter Milan there. He's a player I'm thinking of who I know definitely played for both. Played for United for a long time. Definitely can't imagine 200 odd games, and then played for Arsenal for at least a season. Is Mikel Silvestre.
That's it.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, but you know what? I thought he played more for Arsenal though, and I definitely don't remember him playing for Inter Milan. But I think that's pretty much before our time a little bit. When was he playing for Inter Milan? Like late 90s?
Yeah.
So
the
we
one that
were
threw
like
me off with that
toddlers.
I knew he ended up in the Indian Premier League because like Zambrotta was there as well, I think, at the time. But the one that threw me off was Werder Bremen.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. Yeah, Werder Bremen.
That is a bit 2010 to 2012, so it's not like it was ages ago either.
No, definitely not.
Imagine that. Imagine if it was the same team as Kevin De Bruyne at Werder Bremen, or even that Mesut Ozil.
Oh man, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I knew for a fact he played for Arsenal for at least a season because when we beat him 3-2 after being 2-0 down, I think he scored in that game. So every time I've watched that, I know that Silvestre does something in that game. I can't remember what. I think he either scored or gave away something or got sent off or something. He definitely did something in when we turned it around and beat him 3-2. And then I was just thinking of United players who are French. You've not had many, have you, really? Patrice Evra. I don't know. That's it, really. Patrice Evra, that's one. Cantona, obviously.
Pogba, Cantona.
Yeah, not massively. For like a massive nationality like France.
You forgot David Bellion, the great.
Obviously, yeah. Jesus, yeah. David Bellion, what a player. Didn't he have...
Fabian Barthez.
This is what happens when you start thinking about these players, though. You end up straight away. As soon as you said David Bellion, the first thing I wanted to do was go on Wikipedia. Just have a look what he's been doing. Straight away. I do it all the time, though. Every time like a player pops in my head, I'm like, what's he been up to? go and have a look at his Wikipedia. See who he's played for in the last 10 years.
I'm going to have a look now, actually.
David Bellion. He was super highly rated, David Bellion. I think he... what happened to him, actually? He joined at the same time as Giuseppe Rossi.
He's never really kicked off his career. In fact, what's funny is that his main part of his career was at Bordeaux.
Oh, yeah, Bordeaux, yeah. Where you got that fucking alien head from. Remember him? We signed him a few years ago. What's he called now? Oh, what is he called? Proper alien head.
Vincent Kompany's got a proper alien head. But
No, more alien headed. Orbitan. Gary Orbitan.
Oh my God, Jesus, yeah, Orbitan.
I think you got him from Bordeaux. Something about him and Bordeaux that the links together.
They must just have weird heads around there. Never mind. Yeah, very interesting. Not really. Ended up at Red Star Belgrade, believe it or not.
Red Star Belgrade. In reality, not a great club, but on FM, if you found him on FM, you're like, fucking world class.
Yeah. Champions League finalists without fail. After 40
David Bell. 45 goals in 250 games. Didn't go great for him. I never knew you got him from Sunderland, though. I thought you got him from some obscure place in France.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He actually came. He was from Cannes, apparently, and then he went to Sunderland and then United. And And then he went on loan to West Ham for 8 games and didn't score.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no, right, no, let's stop, because we're here all night, because honestly, the second you say another player, I'm like, oh, let's have a look at what he's been doing.
Let's call it a day. I don't know what the theme is for the next one, so we'll just decide on the day, I think. Makes it a bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did think of a good one, but forgot it. Hopefully we can get either Carl or Wangi to join us on the next one. I think Carl will be still in the beat.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be back.
Never again. He'll just stay out level.
Yeah, you'd be the best for all of us.
Yeah. See you next week then.
Right, see you next week. Take it easy.
See you in a bit, mate. You too, mate. See you in a bit, mate.